Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome back to Thaumaturge, where we have just entered the party and we need to find out how to capture the other Salutor. Okay, so nothing in the bathroom. That is a bathroom, right? No. Yes. That looks like a shower. Yes, that is a bathroom. The bathtub disappearing confused me. Sweet half words, meaningful half smiles, and sidelong glances from behind a fan. Merely appearances. The truth is that I found myself in a den of snakes. People must tread carefully here. What else can I find before I interact with people?
Thaumaturge never fails me. There is something here.
An image emerges from the flames, a hand dancing over the fire, a gaze that follows it, and lips uttering words of anxious excitement, a promise of capturing the certainty of success. You will be mine. Who is this about? Quickly jotted words, nervous browsing, illegible notes, and something else, a deed I cannot define. Something is obscuring it from me, as if the book doesn't want to be read strange. I did not want to do
Maybe
that.
that's enough. What do you want?
Oh, hello there.
The trick with entering someone's head. I know one person who can do that.
You're not much of a thaumaturge if you can't. Have you come here to torment me? Unmask me?
I don't see any fun in unmasking you.
So what do you want?
Your siren is quite impressive.
Flattery will get you nowhere.
Madame, you're being impolite. What about a little competition? We'll see who wins.
I'll pass.
Her Centaur looks impressive, to say the least. It's serene, it matches her mysterious aura. Behind the mysterious guise of Madame Samira, it's a thaumaturge accompanied by Styrin. As intriguing as herself, the role of psychic allows Samira to freely frequent social gatherings, and that also lure the Salutor she's chasing.
I think your idea of pretending to be a medium is fantastic.
It sounds like I impress you.
How many people know?
Is that a threat?
Me? Never.
I noticed a wild Salutor here. I understand your being here has something to do with them in particular.
Keep your nose out of this.
Why?
Because I'm warning you.
What do you know about this Salutor? Do you know its name?
Don't you?
A name doesn't tell us much anyway. All that matters is picking out the person in this crowd with a flaw.
I know perfectly well who carries the flaw. Another reason for you to stay out of it.
The person with the flaw attended the seance, right? So I'm on the right track.
Have you finished?
So should we finish up?
That would be best. And listen to me carefully, Mr. Whatever your name is.
Shulsky, but you can call me Victor.
Now, Mr. Shulsky, you will vanish like a bad dream, and I will get back to work.
I wanted to read the thing from the table. Lips that sipped champagne a moment ago kept uttering cutting words of contempt. Someone clearly regrets marrying the alleged idiot Louisa, but I doubt she is the idiot in this relationship.
and the general says to him, "Tell us something funny." Then Bautsky replies, "General, why don't you shoot a cannon first?"
That's a good one. I'll have to tell it tomorrow at the Orwoffs. Who might this be joining our conversation?
You know, sir, your face looks familiar to me.
My name is Viktor Szulski.
Ah, yes, I can see something in your eyes. I was sorry to hear about your father.
I'll see you next time, darling. Wonderful party. See you there.
I think
Word.
I've offended the creme de la creme of Warsaw.
This is hardly the creme de la creme. How do you find my soirée?
How is it being part of the Tsar's court?
It is a blessing and a curse. Forgive me if I do not elaborate.
I admit I'm getting reacquainted with the social scene.
You spent a long time traveling, didn't you?
15 years. Over that time, I got used to harsher surroundings.
And believe me, drawing rooms can be just as dangerous as untamed steppes. You've met Anastasia and Marina. What about the others?
I've already met several distinguished guests. Madame Samira definitely stands out.
She is exceptional, isn't she? Her presence is the crowning glory of the evening. Has anyone else caught your eye?
Ivan Konieczkin, for instance. Apparently, he knew my father.
How remarkable. I wasn't aware. Konieczkin is something of a secretive person. And have you yet had occasion to meet the debutants of the season?
Of course, of
I'll
course.
be sure to seek them out.
This evening, Sofia Skowan herself is to grace us with her presence.
Well, well.
I suggest you move quickly. The competition is fierce.
The crux of the matter is that I'm here because of my father. You knew him.
That doesn't sound like a question. Of course, I was his customer. I truly am sorry for you, both of you. The death of someone close is always a dreadful blow. Please accept my condolences.
Svetlana Petrovna, I must insist. Can you tell me something more about my father?
Mr. Szulski, I assure you we have the most delectable vodka. Besides that, I warmly encourage you to join Madame Samira's séance. It will be an unforgettable experience. I wonder, is that truly everything our soirée can offer you?
I've got no choice but to suffer through tonight.
No need to mince words.
Now to do some investigating. Here are the things.
I felt something. Where is it?
Her usually steady hands were shaking as her eyes followed the written words. He was watching her, she already knew that, but how dare he threaten her? Agitated, she threw the note in the furnace. Too bad she couldn't get rid of the stalker that easily. The remains contained the author's concern about Svetlana's condition, expressed in a seemingly kind-hearted tone. The message ends with a veiled threat foreshadowing a desire to interfere. The affection and gratitude of one woman covered by the shame of another. Though an honest gift from the Tsarina, Svetlana feels guilty every time she sees it. The chest is kept at the ready. Svetlana's personal items were put into the chest and then removed, all due to her growing anxiety and uncertainty. Should she pack and leave, again a restless hand closes the empty chest and decides to keep waiting. fabric carries a memory of yearned for lightheartedness, passion, and a sense of security. Two people found solace in each other here. Two people, Svetlana and my father. Scandalous. The silk remembers. It remembers the tentative planning, the recurrent doubts, the peaceful sense that everything was as it should be, and other chaotic thoughts caused by passionate intoxication that I'd rather not know. Solidified wax carries the memory of honest grief mixed with fear. However, those emotions were quickly concealed with well practiced composure. This candle is the best farewell to the deceased that Svetlana could afford. No wonder Svetlana was reluctant to talk if she's afraid of someone watching her closely, especially if that someone knows a lot about her, and maybe even her pent up desire to escape. Besides, she had an affair with my father, maybe I can make her confide in me. Then I'll ask her about what I came here for, the Black Grimoire. Yes, but first there seems to be more secrets to find. Okay, nothing I can see. Let's gossip with Ligia.
Here you are.
Gentlemen, meet my brother.
Viktor Shulsky.
The last Shulsky to wear trousers.
You don't know that. Miss Ligia could yet produce an heir to the fortune.
Maybe even with me, if she doesn't tell my wife.
But let's talk like men. You intend to take over your father's company, correct?
First, I suggest you mind your own business. Your marriage, for instance. Perhaps Louisa isn't the ninny you take her for.
I beg your pardon?
Hasn't it occurred to you that when you leave her at home, she might also take advantage of her solitude?
What are you suggesting?
You've got a cuckold's horns. Was I being too subtle?
I suppose it's true what they say about you.
Yes? What's that?
You've lost your mind.
Maybe.
Thank you. I've worked long and hard at that.
Good luck with your business, miss.
I almost feel sorry for them.
Have I crossed the line?
Nonsense. Any progress with Svetlana?
I've taken a long, deep look at Samira. She's no medium. Samira is a thaumaturge on the hunt.
On the hunt?
Madame has spotted a salutar that's attached to one of the guests.
What kind of salutor?
Remember those fairy tales Mother used to read us? And the legend of the golden snake?
Yes, Veles.
Yes. I'm glad you're here.
Are you also hunting for him?
I admit I like to have him. I haven't made up my mind.
Be careful.
I am. That's why I haven't made up my mind.
Veles, the Slavic lord of the underworld, god of wealth, schemer, soiree gives him the perfect conditions for feeding, goading, and plotting.
Unfortunately, Svetlana doesn't want to breathe a word of it.
I'm sure she doesn't trust you. In company like this, that speaks well of her.
Why the cold shoulder, Ligia?
I've never liked her. Her manner gets under my skin. I've heard she's a dreadful schemer.
Ligia usually refrains from gossiping. She's always been the first to condemn such behavior. What she says about Svetlana may have been caused by the Salutar's influence on the environment. A society breathes scandal and imbibes gossip from other people's lips, which sits very well with the Salutar prowling around. The flaw must belong to someone keen on playing games and plotting, a schemer by nature.
Did you know that Papa had an affair with the host of this party?
Are you sure?
Absolutely. As sure as the Thaumaturge can be. I felt what he felt when, well, you know.
Oh, stop! That's disgusting. Quickly, change the subject.
Imagine feeling it.
Sofia Skawan, the Governor General's daughter. Do you know her?
No, and I don't suggest you make her acquaintance either.
Too late.
Skawon can't stand thaumaturges.
Guess who I ran into again? All mysterious and carved up.
Ivan Konieczkin?
What do you know about him?
Not much. He was an acquaintance of Papa's. Well, in theory, it's thanks to him that we're here.
What? Ligia?
I know that nothing comes for free, but he really didn't want anything.
Yeah, he
Didn't
looks
want
like a real
anything yet.
altruist. You enjoying yourself in this viper's den?
Oh, the vodka is quite tolerable. I'm observing my own brother taking out his anger on ordinary mortals.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Really? Because I heard a certain conflict took place in the forecourt.
Hey, they started it. I was just defending your honor.
Exactly.
Again?
I'm going.
Okay. Let's talk to our hostess. Where the hell is she?
I was looking for you.
Do you smoke, Mr. Shulsky?
I've quit.
In light of our approaching conversation, why don't we dispense with the pleasantries? Call me Svetlana.
Victor.
Ask.
Let's start the
burned
beginning.
note. Who sent it? I only sensed underhanded kindness.
Da, the Ochrana. I don't know which one of them exactly, if that's what you're asking. I've worked hard at it.
The Ochrana?
It stands for Отделение по охранению общественной безопасности и порядка. In other words, the secret police.
I know what they are. I'd like to know what they want.
Knowledge. The Tsar's eyes and ears must be on guard. They infiltrate not only the city, but most importantly, the court. And me and my Suarez too, I'm sure.
When did you receive this note?
A few weeks ago, back before your father.
I see. You two had an affair.
Two grown-up, lonely people found momentary comfort in each other's arms. But romance wasn't behind that relationship. It was just that we were both looking in the same direction.
I didn't have the chance to get to know him as a person, much less one who'd show such emotion.
You mean love? That?
Was it love?
I miss him. That's all.
What do you mean by looking in the same direction? That large travel chest. You changed your mind.
About whether or not to pack. Right then, I wanted to escape badly, but that would have had its own consequences. In this game of false appearances, I'm the best.
I still don't know how this lovely note ended up in your hands. But in addition, I found a lovely strings of pearls, and on it, your feelings of guilt.
Your power is terrifying. Do you know that?
Did you bang the Tsar?
Tsarina Alexandra gave you those pearls. You two are close.
I am her confidant. I could call her my friend. I see how much she devotes to her family and the nation.
Yet something has changed. Your feelings of guilt, do they have something to do with Tsarina Alexandra?
With the whole empire, Ruski mir im podawaj. We, the establishment, perceive the need for change. We want reform. The Colossus is already teetering, but if it falls... La guillotine, mon chéri. But I want to live, Victor. Ideally, closer to the west.
Then I advise you keep moving west, because your kind of people aren't going to keep their heads on their shoulders for much longer.
Where was my father in all this?
Willingly or otherwise, he was part of the establishment that wanted change and could see revolution before it arrived.
The Ochrana knew about you, hence the note.
They must have noticed something. Isn't it time you told me why you really came to my soirée?
Do you think the Ochrana killed my father?
Your father was crushed by a building. I don't think that's how the Ochrana works.
Perhaps you're right. What do you intend to do now?
Nothing. The soirées will continue. Society has come to expect it. Everything will stay the same. I myself shall manage.
I hoped you might know something about the Black Grimoire. My father left it to me in his will, but the grimoire has gone missing.
No. And the collapsed building? Have you been there?
There's nothing there.
My dear boy, I know nothing about Stanisław's book. I'm sorry, but I can't help you there. But I will not let you leave
Are
empty-handed.
you lying to me?
I strongly believe that there's one place you ought to visit. What you find there belongs to you.
Thank you.
No, thank you for listening.
What is that thread? Father's letters to Svetlana were very tender and romantic. I would not have expected this from him. If these letters had fallen into the wrong hands, they could have done a lot of damage to the lovers. So that was it. Hey there, buddy. What you doing?
Veles. Don't run away.
Splendid ladies, distinguished gentlemen, the hour is at hand. With lights dimmed and the curtains drawn, the souls of the dead slowly gather among us. On their command, I will give the chosen among you a tarot card as your invitation to the table.
For you, sir?
Card almost burns. Oh, of course she gave me the full. Thank you so much. Card almost burns with the emotions left in it. The Thaumaturge must have put all the hostility she could summon into the card. Hostility towards me. Maybe I will join the seance soon, if only out of spite.
Fool. Our dear madame is fooling around and thinks you can scare me off. I'm done wasting time on this.
Let us gather in secret ritual. Let's not keep the souls waiting too long. Let us also make every effort together not to spoil their visit.
I would never. Joy drifts over the mirror's surface. Her heart throbs when everyone is looking. When her name echoes everywhere, Sophia. So what if some lose their heads for her? Literally, it only makes for better stories. Smoking was accompanied by a joyful conversation. Sophia's friends were happy she came with them despite her father's ban. They liked to watch her clever intrigues that provide them with topics for gossip. The cigarette butts have women's lip marks on them. If only their father saw what they were doing. Sophia spreads her wings when she is out of her father's sight. Watching her scheming is a sheer pleasure. Okay, what else is here? Frustrating thought penetrated Sergei's mind as he sat on a chair watching Sophia from afar. Why did Sophia suddenly start ignoring him? He could do anything for her if she asked. The problem is that Sophia won't speak at all. She takes no notice of him anymore. Move on, mate. Okay, what else can I find? Can I find anything at all?
Did I see that you've met this Madame person?
I'm going.
Nothing new from Lygia. Weirdly, that's locked under Mine 3, because I need a Salutor to get Mine 3.
Mr. Shulsky, may I have a word?
How can I help?
My friends and I are just playing Truth Order, and now it's my turn. Won't you dazzle me with your powers?
Your father would not be thrilled about you playing games with the Thaumaturge.
Maybe that's precisely the point. To keep violating his wishes?
First, please tell me the rules of this game.
Of course, I'm being silly. After all, you've been away a long time. It's simple. Each player in turn must admit a truth or accept a dare. Anyone who doesn't must drop out of the game and thereby loses. And I don't like to lose.
I would guess that to you, a dare would be the lesser of two evils.
How very perceptive. It involves finding out my comrades' secrets. Irina, Maxim, or Sergei. The trick is that you're cleverer at it than I am.
I accept.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Let me see what I can find. Will any secret do?
Any. I'll wait anxiously for your return.
Okay,
I'll
lots
take a
of
look
fun.
around.
At Sophia Scallon's request, I agreed to play Truth or Dare to help her complete her task, and she and her companions are only looking for distraction by learning more about each other, but I could use that to my advantage. So many things to find. She sat on the sofa watching the crowd. Usually flirtatious and playful, she felt an overwhelming emptiness at the moment, which was something new for her, a feeling of loneliness, the need to belong. It only lasted a moment, then she grinned and continued the same old charade. Vlad reflects the strong emotions bubbling up in Sergei, jealousy mixed with fear, jealousy directed at me, and as he considers me his rival, fear that Sophia will ignore him when I'm around. Sergei can't stop thinking about Sophia. He cares about her so much he's willing to do anything for her. He can't understand why Sophia doesn't reciprocate his feelings, which frustrates him. He considers me a rival admirer. That is not what I wanted to do. Irina would leave. Irina won't bound. Bound leaves around her. That's the one. Uh, English. English is hard. Her finger with abandoned or plucked them discreetly, immersed in thought. Sophia surrounded Maxim. She might walk up to him, but no, she won't. Hesitant, she eventually fails to make the move. Hesitancy prevents Serena from making a decision. She feels torn. She would like to indulge herself and spend more time with Maxim, but she cannot make a move. Thus, she's in limbo, going over all possible scenarios in her head. How scandalous. Or gossip. Sip by sip, sip, sip by sip, sip by sip, Maxim swings alcohol as he watches the surroundings, focusing mainly on the ladies and longing for companionship. Irina is looking pretty today. Maxim is lonely, as we all are from time to time. He tries to drown his feelings in alcohol, but the effect is the opposite of his intentions. His attention is drawn by Sophia Scallon's friend Irina. Okay, is there more stuff to be found? Doesn't appear like there is.
They're getting impatient. What have you found out?
En parlant de secrets, I found your fan.
Oh, and I was just thinking that I hadn't remembered where I'd left it.
Of course.
Very interesting. The fan revealed to me that you dropped it on purpose.
Oh, you've got me. I was hoping the right person would find it. And here we are. It worked.
Oh, I was wondering where you'd gone off to.
You know Sergei, don't you?
We're already acquainted.
Mr. Shulsky and I have completed my extra difficult dirt together.
At your service.
Now, time for truth. Are you seeing anyone?
Sophia seems to be toying with me. She keeps boldly asking about my private matters, looking for strength in her impertinence. I only wonder if she's toying with Victor Shulsky, the person, or the Thaumaturge. The skimming of Scallon's daughter has made her the elite's favorite. Her plots provide distraction and make up the content of keenly spread gossip. The content of keenly spread gossip. At the moment, I am the object of her games. She's teasing me to spite her father, who hates thaumaturges, or is it just a charade to mask her loneliness?
My heart is already taken.
I was counting on a different response.
Mr. Shulsky, our time is up. Sophia and I must leave for the seance. Madame is waiting.
Need me to punch you again?
See you. Therefore, Velis chased Sofia Skawan and her floor here. She seemed like such an innocent girl, didn't she? It's no coincidence she focused on me. After all, old Skawan hates thaumaturges. The little scamp. If I want to discern that little schemer's flaw, I'll have to join that sepulchral table. Either her scheming or her jealous knight in shining armor will help me identify her flaw. I hope her father doesn't find out.
What's a little danger? After the game of Truth or Dare, something flickered around Sophia Scallon, a flaw induced by scheming. It fits, after all, Sophia has fondness for high society and playing games. Velas the Insider is lured by the flaw of the schemer Sophia Scallon. In order to capture him, I'll have to play by the rules here, which means exposing Sophia to some stirring experience. I sense that a scandal is inevitable. How fun.
Is this seat free?
The energy is dissipating. Ladies and gentlemen, I am losing contact with his souls.
Well, it was the souls that chose me after all.
It's true. The gentleman has a card. Your face. Is everything all right, my child?
Let us lay our hands on the table. Let us allow our minds to liberate themselves from our bodies toward the edges of the world as you know it.
Are you thinking of someone exceptional whom you wish to summon?
That's exactly the sort of person I had in mind.
Oh, is it a long-lost love?
Rather a future delightful acquaintance.
Leave her alone.
Sergei, this has nothing to do with you.
Dear guests, I implore you, the souls!
Ah,
Is that jealousy I hear?
You will mock me no longer!
Focus on someone you want to make contact with.
Would a duel make you happy, miss? Between this poor man and me?
Are you all going to fight now?
Choose a location.
A duel over me would be truly beyond exciting.
Yes, I think so too.
Don't you dare!
just not
You
him
were
that I've been
supposed to
dueling.
stay away. I was supposed to leave here with Velis. All that work for nothing.
Spare yourself the trouble. It was a fair fight.
But I don't intend to hold you here. Truth be told, I even feel sorry for you.
What does that mean?
Rid yourself of the pride you've got within. Otherwise, it will lead you to the gallows.
Enough of this. There's a Sadita waiting for me.
Enjoy him, fool.
Time to catch another Pokemon. Ooh, Purdy. There's nothing I can improve. Back will appear to disable. So I'll guess I'll attack you. I'll attack you with Oop attack. Have Oopir attack you. There you go. And inflict some damage. Excellent. Okay, now what? Sure, let's kill you. And get rid of the bleeding. That's not nice. Okay, he's already dead. Get dead inside. That solves that. Attack Vukovac. Okay, 2 that need to be attacked with Vukovac. Okay, now attack him with the Vukovac. Okay, I can just take her out and attack him with the Vukovac. Cure me of the bleeding. Say goodnight to her. Now, time to do some damage. I can kill him in one shot. Not him though. That was nasty. Now, you go to sleep. And you too. Excellent.
Just wait until Rasputin sees you. Then you'll stop fighting me.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, this evening the souls were particularly restless.
The souls have now told me everything I needed to hear.
And you, sir, what can you tell us?
This pass is closed.
Sergei, please wait a moment.
Mr. Shulsky, there are only so many humiliations a gentleman can tolerate. I have reached my limit. Congratulations to you both.
Ah, shit. I like the salutor.
I can see I won't convince you. I have to explain myself. It was me who provoked the whole situation. Sergei didn't have anything to do with it.
But what was all this for?
What's going on here? The guests are complaining, and with good cause, I see. We're terminating this disaster.
One moment. First, Mr. Shulsky will explain himself.
Let's not feed pride anymore. I don't know. I don't know if feeding pride is good or bad. That's the thing.
For my own, freely chosen reasons. I was looking for something here, and I found it. I regret that it was at someone else's expense.
Enough wistful chatter. Will the gentleman with a book be leaving peacefully, or should we show him out?
I'm not really in the. I'm not really in the condition to go on another fight, am I?
No need. I can make it to the door. Madame, honored guests.
Victor, don't scare me like that.
Mr. Shulsky, are you all right?
I think it's time for us to go.
I'll snug us a carriage.
You'll have a hard time at this hour. I'll drop you off.
See, you can always count on Mr. Konieczkin.
Victor. Thank you. That's very polite.
Well, now we finally have another salutor. We should be able to complete the... I think this one's the Mind Salutor, so we should be able to get the serial killer quest.
Thank you for an interesting evening.
Let's apologize.
I'm sorry it all turned out like this.
Not tonight, please.
Konieczkin is up to something.
Victor, if not for him, he really helped us tonight. I don't want to talk about it tonight. Good night.
Someone's pissed at us. But that is going to be it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. As always, I have been Pope. Please do remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you all next time.